share Facebook, tweet, Pinterest, email. Ford Chip Ganassi Team UK drivers Andy Pre-Alex and Harry Tincknell fell from 1st to 5th in the World Endurance Championships GT rankings after a disastrous race at Fuji Sunday. Tincknell had run second in the GTE Pro class early on in the No. 67 Ford GT, but the team's race was thrown off course after Pre-Alex ran a red light at the end of the pit lane following his first pit stop in the wake of a weather-induced stoppage. The resulting 1-minute stop-and-go penalty dropped them to the back of the field behind the 5 GTEM cars. Pre-Alex had recovered to 7th when he was involved in an incident with the factory Porsche 911 RSR driven by Frenchman Kevin Estre. The two tangled and a right rear tire sustained damage in the collision and exploded as Pre-Alex hit the brakes at the end of start-finish straight on the following lap. The Ford hit the barriers and then became temporarily beached in the gravel. Pre-Alex made it back to the pits and went on to complete the weather-shortened race as the last running finisher. Because GTEM drivers also collect points in the GT classification, they were outside the top 10 and only picked up half a point for finishing. "We didn't make it easy for ourselves today," said Pre-Alex afterwards. "When I got the penalty, the race had already gone green, but the red light was still on because the last car hadn't crossed the start-finish line. I was in full attack mode and not looking at the light, to be honest." The drivers of 3 cars move ahead of Pre-Alex and Tincknell, who had led the championship since winning in round 1 at Silverstone back in May. In the points, the championship is now led by Ferrari duo James Calado and Alessandro Pierguidi, who took a third-class win of the season in Japan. Calado moved ahead of the best of the Porsches, the number 92 car shared by Richard Lietz and Frederick Mikawiecki in the closing stages of the race to seal the victory. "We were quick today. The only point that the Porsche was quicker was when the rain was really torrential," said Calado. "After it dried out a bit, the conditions were perfect for us." The victory for the best of the AF Corse Ferrari 458 GTEs came in spite of a poor qualifying, which left Calado and Pierguidi 7th on the grid, and an additional pit stop for a splash of fuel. The two Ferraris had to make an emergency pit stop, a 5-second splash of fuel while the pit lane was closed after the deployment of the safety car, and then return to the pits for a proper pit stop. Lietz and Mikawiecki maintained second in the points with second position, while the drives of the second AF Ferrari, Sam Bird and Davide Rigan, moved ahead of the Ford duo after taking 5th in class. It wasn't all bad for Ganassi and Ford in Fuji. The second car, shared by Stefan Muck and Olivier Pla, took 4th position, despite losing its windshield wipers. The longtime championship leaders know they have a fight on the hands to seal a world championship title for Ford. "We've just got to forget about this weekend and get our heads down over the final 2 races," said Pre-Alex. "We know it is going to be tough because we haven't had the speed over the past 3 races." WEC 6 hours of Fuji results 192.76 kb. Click here to download PDF.